Mercedes has been on a model blitz recently. We have had the CLA, the GLB, the GLC, the electric C-Class, and now we're here to see this, the GLA. Now, whilst those fancy cars might grab the headlines, I reckon this is the most important because this is a mass market seller. It's the kind of car that keeps the lights on in Stuttgart. Oh. So, the electric Mercedes GLA. Now, I guess it's up against cars like the BMW iX1, the Volvo EX40, and I would throw in there the Škoda Enyaq, maybe the Kia EV6 too. So this is a really big seller for Mercedes, and it's very important that it gets this first electric version right. You see, this corner of the market is one of the fastest growing segments in Europe. Now, what's refreshing about this is that it's built on a dedicated electric platform. Although it will also house a hybrid version, it's been designed with electric first in mind, which is great because it means that they're not shoehorning motors in a battery into underpinnings that weren't designed for it. Now, as you can see, the looks haven't changed massively. There is a new design director, though, who has just joined Mercedes, so I suspect we may see some quite radical changes in design over the next couple of years. But what you get is what Mercedes buyers and what GLA buyers want, which is a relatively compact, sporty-looking SUV.
As is so often the case these days, the GLA has grown a bit in length, but it's still under 4.6 metres long, so pretty comparable to its key rivals. Shouldn't feel too massive when you're muddling through the school run. It also has a lower roofline and longer wheelbase with the wheels set wider apart. Looks a bit more muscular looking, I reckon, and also a bit sportier. Alloy wheels run from 18 up to 20 inches, and of course you get LED headlights as standard. Plus, you guessed it, LED rear lights that can, if you opt for them, become a full-width animated light bar.
But of course, the main event is right here at the front. Let's be honest, Mercedes has completely lost the plot when it comes to illuminated grilles, and I'm absolutely here for it. This grille has become the calling card for its latest EVs, and the GLA gets the full works. There is a glowing surround, an illuminated 3-point star, more than 600 tiny LEDs hidden inside it. Tick the right option box, and when you unlock the car, the whole thing bursts into life with a welcome animation that's as subtle as a West End musical. But in a world where premium SUVs are, I think, starting to look a bit samey, you are not going to mistake this for anything other than a Mercedes. Of course, as with all the models in the range, you don't get this on all trim levels, you have to pay extra for it. So if bling is not your thing, and if it isn't, I do wonder why, but anyway, you do have options if it's not. But whilst the grille makes us very happy, there's something here that makes me very sad. On the other Mercedes EV models, you can press the Mercedes-Benz badge and it opens the bonnet to reveal a vast Frunk. And whilst there is a vast Frunk in there of 107 litres, you've got to do it the old school way and pull a lever twice inside, which slightly breaks my heart because I honestly think that is the most genius feature that I've seen on a car in a long time. There are two reasons for the lack of that. The first is that we can blame the petrol version because of various rules and regulations. It's not allowed to have it on that, so we can't have it on this. And also because I guess it's a treat for the more expensive cars. Anyway, sad, isn't it?
Mercedes has a habit of giving us plenty of choice, and this is no exception. There are 4 trim levels globally, but don't be surprised if the UK keeps things nice and simple. I'd expect AMG Line and AMG Line Plus to do most of the heavy lifting over here, because that's where Mercedes buyers usually gravitate. Plenty of sporty styling, lots of luxury kit, and all the tech you could want. Oh, nearly forgot to mention the big news. You get Google Maps built into the touchscreen, which is great news all round, I think we can agree. Otherwise, the new steering wheel design is also rather lovely.
In here, again, you've just got to think about the larger Mercedes EVs. This might be the entry-level model, but it follows exactly the same playbook, and I think it looks and feels really nice in here. I love the pano roof, which comes as standard. Sadly, not standard with all the lovely little stars in it and that opaque thing that it does, but it's beautiful. So every GLA gets a 10.25-inch digital driver's display and a 14-inch central touchscreen, which runs the latest version of the Mercedes software, which they've been developing with NVIDIA. But if you really want to splash out and treat your passengers, you can now specify an additional dedicated 14-inch screen so they can have all their own apps and things there, and it all sits beneath one continuous pane of glass and stretches across the dashboard. Looks really nice. All the software has had an upgrade too. It works much more like a smartphone. You can move apps around. The quality of the visuals are absolutely brilliant. Now, I've spent quite a lot of time in Mercedes cars recently. One of the things that I've been most impressed by, which this gets, is its voice assistant. You can have proper conversations with it. It actually understands me. And I don't know why, maybe it's my northern accent, but not all systems do. But it is absolutely brilliantly intuitive. I'd like to show you, but we've only got about 2 minutes left to finish this video, so I can't. So if you want to see how that works, go and check out a Mercedes C-Class First Drive or any of the other Mercedes videos around me. But yeah, the system itself is great. Just the general look and feel of the quality of the materials and the design in here is fabulous. And I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. I think Mercedes are up there premium best now when it comes to interiors. They were looking a bit too chintzy for me, and they are really nailing it now. So there is more space all round with this model, like I said. Driver and the passenger get an extra 7mm. Look, every little helps. But back here, the passengers get an extra 38mm of legroom. There's also more headroom than before as well, all of which makes it feel pretty spacious back here. So when we were first shown this car, the Mercedes big boss, who is 6'4", sat in the back here, and he set the driving seat to his driving position and then came and sat in the back. And honestly, he didn't look uncomfortable. So I think for where this sits in the market, you have actually got really good space in here. You've also got pretty much a flat floor, which again, I like. You've got the pull down thing here. Now, I don't know if you notice in some of the other Mercedes models, they have cup holders that flip out of this that I find really quite annoying because I think I would break them. It's got proper cup holders there and a little something to house your phone in, which is good. Isofix child seat points. Annoyingly, you've only got two, one on either outer seat. I do like it when you get a third one in the passenger seat. I think that's really good for a family car. And then you've got USB charging ports down there. It's a very nice place to be. Oh, particularly if you go for the starry roof. I know it's a gimmick, I know it is, but I love it so much. Okay, let's check out the all-important luggage space. There we go. 410 litres, you've got 70 more litres than the outgoing model. There is this kind of load lip though to get stuff into, but of course you have the split folding seats and a ski hatch and all of that stuff. It is worth pointing out though that both the Škoda Enyaq and the BMW iX1 have larger boots, so if space is your real priority, this isn't going to win that battle. But it does have that 107 litre Frunk, which is really so useful for things like your wellies and your charging cables and all the stuff that you keep in your car that you don't really need, that you never have anywhere to put. Maybe that's just me, I don't know. Anyway, but I would use a Frunk that big, even without the little badge to open it, which still does make me a bit sad.
Should we talk batteries and charging? Because this is where it really moves the game on. The entry level gets a 58 kilowatt hour battery, which hasn't had confirmed WLTP range yet, but we would expect about 260 miles. While the GLA 250 Plus and the 350 4MATIC use a larger battery, offering up to 408 miles. Better still, it now switches to 800 volt architecture, so DC charging is up to 320 kilowatts. Find a powerful enough charger and Mercedes reckons you can add 168 miles of range in just 10 minutes. Those figures put it right at the sharp end of the premium EV market. An 11 kilowatt AC charger comes as standard with an optional 22 kilowatt onboard charger for those with 3-phase power. There's no vehicle to load capability as yet, but that's coming as an over-the-air update.
Now, when it comes to performance, the overall range will start with a front-wheel drive GLA 200, which produces 224 horsepower, which we won't take in the UK. Step up to the GLA 250 Plus, that rises to 272 horsepower, whilst the range-topping GLA 350 4MATIC gets a motor on each axle, giving it four-wheel drive, 356 horsepower, and a 0 to 62 time of just 5.4 seconds, which is properly quick for a compact family SUV. Although Mercedes is keen to say that it hasn't been chasing outright performance. Instead, the focus has been on making the GLA feel more effortless and refined in everyday driving, which I'm very much looking forward to trying. I think it's also important to point out that family EVs are getting faster and faster, and Mercedes does offer a real full suite of driver assistance technology on this car. And from trying it in other cars, it's really good stuff. If you want to find out more about all of that, we'll have more details on it in the first look review of the GLA over at electrifying.com.
Prices will start from £45,400 and the order books will be open soon, with deliveries starting towards the back end of the year. Expect the same trim lineup as we've seen in the CLA and GLB, which means that equipment levels are generally very good, especially with that standard panel roof on every trim, which is a cost extra on loads of rivals.
I said at the start that I thought this, the GLA, might be the most important EV we've seen out of the myriad of EVs we've seen from Mercedes recently. And after having a very quick poke and prod around it, I am standing by that. I actually think it's really good. On paper, at least, it looks to me like it's going to blow some of the rivals, namely the BMW iX1, out of the water. But of course, it's not all about this, how it looks and how it feels, is it? It's about how it drives. And given how quickly it's going to be on sale, we're going to be doing that very soon. So if you aren't already, do subscribe to the channel, switch your notifications on, and of course, as always, let us know what you think. I think this might be my favourite Mercedes EV yet. What do you reckon?